we are here. Believe it or not, we are here taking a look at the brand new version of OS X. This is Mountain Lion. This is going to be coming out at some point during the summer. Apple's, the release date is still a little loose at this moment, but Apple told us that it's going to be approximately a year after the release of Lion, which is pretty much a schedule that they're on at this point. They're doing about a release a year, and really kind of fine tuning OS X at this point. Because it's already a pretty mature operating system. No word on pricing right now. We will be hearing about that as we push closer to the release date, but we're guessing that it's probably going to be more or less pretty similar to what we saw with Lion. And like Lion, this is going to be available exclusively through the Mac App Store. Taking a look at the just the desktop interface right here, this is going to look very familiar to you if you're a Lion user, or if you're just an OS X user. In general, not really all that much has changed. The desktop background has changed a little bit. It's a different image of a Galaxy, but if you fear change, don't worry. You can just switch to the old Lion version. Also, interestingly, they've got a picture of a lion right here, so you can change to that. But this is such an early build of the operating system that there's no image of a mountain lion in here for you to use yet. So we should. It's probably a good time to mention that this is what Apple is calling a pre-developer build. So that means that it's a really early version of the operating system. But for the most part, we found it to be pretty smooth. It wasn't all that buggy. We had a few moments when we were coming out of settings when things lagged a little bit, and we had one or two application crashes. There are also some features that are going to that are already promised for the operating system that aren't quite here yet. Document sharing is one of those. There are a few others sprinkled here and there, but for the most part, this feels like a pretty full version, because again, this is OS X. This is an operating system that has been around for about a decade, so it's already a pretty robust. One of the aesthetic differences, if you have a keen eye, that you'll notice here on the desktop, is this guy right here at the top. This little icon here is for the notification center. You can click that, or you can just give it a two-finger slide on the touchpad. That'll open that right up. This, like many of the new features on Mountain Lion, is going to look really familiar to people using iOS. This is a lot like the notification center that you have on iOS 5 that you pull down from the top. Obvious why it's the orientation is like this on the desktop, however, because you've just got a lot more real estate width-wise. This brings us to a related feature, which is notifications. I'm going to send myself an email. I think this is really going to be kind of the main feature that's been announced for Mountain Lion so far. There you go, right there. So that's an email that I sent to myself. So 5 seconds, sticks up there, slides over, is going to populate this area right here. You're going to get a little blue dot in the center. We'll click that, and you've got the message right there. I think this is one of the new features in Mountain Lion that's really going to affect people's workflow, because you've got mail messages, you've got regular messages, you've got things like that sliding through that area right there. You've also got things like system updates. Those will come as alerts, so rather than being up for 5 seconds and sliding over, that's actually something that you're going to have to OK to get to move over to the side. These are all of the different applications right now that work with notifications. It's going to be an open API, so there will be, I assume there will be a lot more applications to come. But right now you've got Game Center, Calendar, Reminders, App Store, Safari, Messages, and Mail. Game Center, it's a good time to mention that Game Center is something that's going to be coming to Mountain Lion, but like a few other features, is not quite ready yet. Once it's here, that means that you'll be able to play social games against people using their iPads and their iPhones and things like that. It's pretty much the iOS version of Game Center ported over to the desktop, like many other things in Mountain Lion. Moving right along, we can show you a few quick things right here. This is reminders, pretty straightforward right here. This is list making. Like a lot of the other things here, you'll be able to sync this across devices. So filling it out. I need to buy bread, and I bought bread. So click it, it's gone. So if you're a big fan of making lists, or just in general, or having some difficulty keeping your life organized, this is a list making service right here, very similar to the one on iOS. Again, the killer feature with this and with a lot of the other new features are the ability to sync it across devices. All of that using iCloud. So these are the different things that you can use to sync with iCloud. Mountain Lion is the first version of OS X to be released after the release of iCloud. So Apple is really pushing it this time. We talked to them, and the company told us that they've been pretty successful with the rollouts thus far. But I imagine that once Mountain Lion actually rolls out, this is going to skyrocket. Their free cloud-based service, iCloud. I imagine that most of the people who go and buy Mountain Lion are going to opt in to iCloud. Notes similar to reminders, also from iOS. A little more feature rich. You can add these large images right here. I mean, this really, like a lot of the other features, really takes advantage of the large real estate. So you can just grab an image and drag and drop that into Notes. You can do that in Messages as well. There we go. It's a popular image for us. Another feature ported over for iOS, going to look very similar to people who are used to that operating system. You've got these two sides right here. People are messaging each other. When somebody's typing, you can tell when somebody's typing on the other end from their iPhone, their iPad, or the Mac, because you'll get a note with some ellipses. You can add images, you can add videos, and if you're so inclined, you can click that button right there, and you can turn the conversation into a face chat. Speaking of video, can't actually demo it right now, but AirPlay monitoring is coming to OS X. Very similar to what you're seeing on your iPad. If you've got an HDTV hooked up with an Apple TV, you're going to get a little icon up here that you can click on, and you can actually use that to mirror what's on your desktop to your HD TV. It does 720p videos. Another feature. We'll go into Safari to show you this one right here. So let's go to our favorite page. All right, pretty good. Hey, the Galaxy Note review is up, and it's a really big phone. Want to share this with somebody. So you've got all these options. I mean, the options will vary from application to application, but over here you can email, you can send it as a message, you can tweet it. Twitter integration is pretty big throughout this. Throughout this build. I mean, Apple is really kind of going full hog with is that a term? Full hog, full bore, full something with the Twitter integration on here. So you've got the share sheets. They're calling them tweet sheets. You can tweet straight from there. If I do want to tweet the Galaxy Note review, there you go. So this will tell you how many words you have left. You can send attachments and things like that, and you can also enable location by clicking it right there. But I don't want to tweet this. I want to send this via email. So there you go. Pretty easy. Pretty simple way of sending it. There's also with some of the applications, if for example, I want to send an image, I can go in, say I'm in preview or something like that. Let's grab this guy. All right, as you can tell, I really like this image. I want to share it. you can actually share this via Flickr or AirDrop. So this is a nice addition right here. Nobody's on AirDrop where I am right now, so you can't actually see anybody right there. But that'll show up. So that makes the whole sharing things via AirDrop thing a lot easier than it was before. So that's pretty nice. This is a quick overview of the new features for Mountain Lion. Again, this is coming in the summer. This is a really early version. A lot of nice features, a lot of nice additions here. Nothing too revolutionary, but that's kind of the way that Apple's been going with iOS lately. iOS 10 rather lately. It's arguably one of, if not the best. It's arguably the best, I'd say, desktop operating systems out there right now, and Apple's really fine-tuning it at this point. But if you were expecting the next build after Lion to be OS 11, unfortunately, there might be a little bit of disappointment on that front. However, if you're just looking for a far more robust version